hello. This is your girl, Crystal Lauren, the Dream Alchemist. And on this podcast, we discuss ways to transform your dreams into reality through healing the pain within, path working, and transformation. And in this episode, we're talking about your path to success. And what does your path to success look like for you? The path to success is an individual path. So when people talk about how to be successful, there are certain things that is general that you should do to be successful, but there are some things that are just specifically for you because everybody's success is an individual thing. And what I want to talk about is some guidelines that help me to be successful that that I feel that may help you be successful as well. It's a path. Some people may not know exactly the path to success, and that is okay, but it's always a beginning and a middle and an end, all right? And the beginning of a path to success involves self discovery. And that is what we're going to talk about in this episode. Self discovery involves learning where healing is needed because uh, in order to be successful, if you need healing somewhere, it's going to kind of be hard for you to be successful. Those wounds that you have is going to become obstacles and roadblocks on your path. And you want to learn how to deal with them when they come about. Now, the other thing is that is part of self-discovery is learning what your soul purpose is, your life purpose, your soul purpose. What is your purpose? What were you created to do? All right. And the other thing that involves self-discovery is learning the power you hold within. These things are very necessary for your path to success. And success, the word success holds the um, number 8. All right. If you add the numbers, it holds the energy of the number 8. 8 equals abundance. All right. So success brings abundance. And if you break those down, you will see the numbers 133511. Okay. That equals, if you add those numbers together, that's 17. You break that down, that brings you 8, which equals abundance. Now, the 1 is new beginnings, and then you have the 333, which involves being on the right path and having spiritual connection. Okay, the number 5 involves preparation of change because the path of success is going to always change, is always going to manifest itself on your path. There's going to be change involved, and you have to prepare for it. And then the number 11, which is 11, is another number that involves you being, which is helpful for your path as well. It's transformation, it's enlightenment, it's so many things. The number 1 is. So, in this episode, um, we're going to deal with the 3 things that I brought up, and that was learning where healing is needed. Okay, and how do you learn where your healing is needed? And the reason why I think this is so important is because There are many people that have pains that they experience and need healing. Your pain is the reason why you go through the pain that you go through. That once you heal yourself, that is how you're going to be able to heal others. And your sole purpose is always going to be about helping others in some type of way. You were here for a purpose to help others in some type of way. Okay. And your healing is a um, your healing is needed in order to do that. And what needs healing is more than likely what you are meant to heal others in. Okay. And the power you hold is what you're going to use to heal yourself and share with others that need healing as well. All right. Now, how do you get self discovery? All right. How do you get to learn where you need healing at, where the wounds are, what your soul purpose is, and the power you hold? How do you find out this information? Well, you find it out through your birth chart, through astrology, through numerology, which gives you your life path number, your destiny number, and so many other numbers, um, and connecting with your ancestors. Connecting with your ancestors is the first step because connecting with your ancestors, they can bring you an energy of guidance, direction, give you answers to questions that are in your conscious and subconscious mind. They can um, let you know the generational um, healing that's needed within your lineage. They can let you know what your power is that you hold, but you can't get this information without connecting with them. It is so important. You heard the saying, how can you know where you're going if you don't know where you came from? Well, how do you know where you came from? Well, connecting with your ancestors. A lot of people don't know, especially African Americans, do not know where they come from. Some people do, some people don't because of the colonization of slavery, okay? Knowing where we originated from and all of that. But you can get it in the spirit realm by connecting with your ancestors. Believe me, you can. It has happened for me. And sometimes when you make that connection, that your ancestors will call you. One of them will, or two of them will, or three of them will, or several of them will call you to your path. Okay, and that's what happened for me, especially. And I'm not surprised because of knowing my birth chart, knowing um, knowing that I'm a Pisces, knowing where what my natal chart says and what my numerology says, it makes sense why I can connect with them on a spiritual way, on a spiritual realm. And all of us can if we do the work. Sometimes you have to work those third eye muscles, intuitive muscles, to be able to hear them. Okay. So that is one thing that for sure, is a must. All right. Trust me, it works. All right. I have had dreams. My first encounter, I've always been a vivid dreamer. I dream a lot. I mean, from the time I don't even know what age anymore. I can't even remember. I'm 51, but I know it was at an early age. I've always had vivid dreams, like throughout the whole night. I could wake up and go back to sleep and dream some more. And it was so heavy. It was so energy draining, my dreams, that I felt so tired the next day. And it led me to start in learning how to interpret my dreams and seeking knowledge regarding what my dreams meant. And interpreting dreams is kind of, I can do it intuitively now. I really don't need to read a book because your dream is about you. It's not a general. There's general meanings, but it's really about you. So relying on a book reading meaning or what someone else tells you is really um, on the surface. Okay, it's really on the surface. It's really about what's going on with you in your subconscious mind. That is how you get total understanding. You can, someone can that has that can intuitively break it down to you based on information of what's going on with you, based on it's not about you telling me a dream. Like when I interpret dreams, it's not about you telling me what your dream is and I'm giving you book terminology. I'm wanting to know, okay, what was on your mind the night before leading up to the dream. um, what is it that you were in search of? What answers are you looking for? What is it that you're worried about? There's many things involved in that. And I also, because I can easily access the spirit realm, I can do readings to get the answers from your spirit guides or ancestors, or whoever you connect with. That's why I said it's very important to connect with who you have close relations with. And that is God, okay, for some angels, archangels, and ancestors. You definitely have a close relationship with ancestors, and some people have closer relationships with ancestors than they do with God. So it's all about what you have the strongest connection with, and you want to build that connection with all your spiritual team members. Ancestors are part of your spiritual team. If you believe in angels and archangels, they're a part of your spiritual team. Now, there are ancestors that are ancestors, and then there's some ancestors that are your spiritual guides. Okay, so you can have ancestors that go back hundreds of years. You don't even know these people, you know nothing about them. But then there are those that are within your ancestors, that they're your actual spirit guides. And for me, I know that hands down, my grandmother is definitely one of my spirit guides, and a few other family members are spirit guides as well, because of, for sure, my top dog is my grandmother, for sure, on my father's side. And and I know that because of the dreams that I had of her after her death, and they were so deep that I know that she definitely is that. And from there, her coming into my dreams led me to start making a connection to my ancestors. And then from there, other ancestors stepped in and, like, okay, you got her attention now. Now we can kind of come in here to help as well. You got her started. And that's kind of what happened for me. Uh, that is something I'll go into when I do a dream episode, dream interpretation episode. But yeah, so and then came, as you continue to do ancestor guided meditations or ancestor meditations, that where you go connect with them, you will get to know other ancestors. Will start showing up to say, "Yep, I'm here too. You need. I'm finna help you with this. I'm finna motivate you, just like they would in real life." Okay, so Ancestor connection is the number one thing that needs to be done to for self discovery. The next thing, and they can help you learn where, like I said, where generational healing is needed, curses, um, where the bloodline needs healing, where you need healing. They know, okay, they know. And then the next thing is learning what your soul purpose is and the power you hold. Now, astrology, your natal chart is going to tell you um, things about yourself that where you're wounded. It's going to tell you where your power is. It's going to tell you where you're weak at. It's going to tell you um, where where you what areas of your life should be your focus, or where you're strong at, where you're weak at. It's going to tell you a lot of things about yourself in your natal chart, and not even just your birth chart, but the current chart of yourself, your current chart from day to day as well. But definitely your natal chart can tell you so much. I'm not going to go deep into astrology right now. I'll do that for another episode, but getting your natal chart and studying it and learning it is very helpful to self-discovery. Numerology is as well. The numerology, you're going to learn about what your life path is, your destiny number, your soul number, your um, pinnacles, your cycles, your personal year, your it's so many numbers. Numbers is definitely powerful, and those numbers can tell you a lot about yourself as far as what your purpose is, what you're meant to do, along with what your birth chart says. Those in combination can kind of help you narrow down some things. And it also can tell you where your strengths are. Okay, your natal chart is going to give you more of your strengths. Your numerology is going to give you more of what your purpose is. Okay, uh, your natal chart is going to give you your purpose as well, but your numerology is going to kind of break it down a little bit further. And uh, you learning what your wounds are. My purpose is to help heal the painfully wounded. The painfully wounded, people that have experienced pain throughout their lives. Um, their purpose is to learn how to heal their own pains and then help others heal their pain. And I know that that is my purpose from studying astrology, and um, my knowing the path to take with it is what I got from numerology, and connecting from my ancestors was the start of it all, you know. But pain, I've experienced pain, heavy, heavy, heavy pain, and I have a sensitivity to pain, and I have a sensitivity to others' pain. So that is how I figured out that, okay, you are a healer. You are a healer. How are you supposed to be healing people? Through discovering where I needed healing at. All right. And I needed healing with dealing with pain, handling pain. I've experienced pain, physical pain, earlier as a child, from the time I'm going to say 5 years old, because I have a condition. I was born with a condition that I grew tumors all over my body. I've had numerous surgeries throughout my life. The tumors cause pains on my nerves. That's where the tumors lie. So physical pain I went through throughout my childhood initially. I've experienced emotional pain. Through my childhood in school, I had a lazy eye. My physical appearance caused me to be taunted and teased a lot. My peers were horrible to me. I felt so much pain from an early age. I'm going to say first grade through maybe my junior year of high school. Um, that pain kind of cut down a little bit, and then it went from my peers to men, relationships. As I became old enough to be in relationships and date and fall in love, I've experienced pain through relationships. Okay. That pain was so bad because my self esteem was already bad from the childhood trauma, that more pain came in my relationships with men. I was in an abusive relationship. I was in physical abusive, mentally abusive, um, uh, you name it, sexual. Well, I would call it sexual abuse. Now that I think about it, I didn't think of it that way then, but that's a whole nother story. So we're going to get into that as well. But those, and then the next pain was my mother developing schizophrenia, um, almost committing suicide, attempting to commit suicide, and after that, just dealing with her schizophrenia. So basically, kind of lost my mother early, like 2019, 20, just really her not being there mentally. She was there physically, but her soul and her emotions um, was not there. Her mental illness just basically overtook her. Okay. And to this day, I'm 51. It's still, she's still gone. And that is another pain when you lose your parent. Now, there's there's people that experience a loss where they lose them physically, but they lost them physically, but they still can have them spiritually. They can still have them emotionally. They can have them in a spiritual way, in a spirit way. But for me, it's kind of the opposite. Um, Physically, she's present, but not fully present, even physically, because she goes out and, like, right now, I haven't seen her in a while, and she disappears. Where she can't be reached. Okay, but having a normal connection with her does not exist. So that nurturing left at the age of 19, I'm going to say 19, 20 years old. So that is another level pain there. Many people that have lost their parent have experienced this, and anybody that has had a parent that they lost to mental illness knows exactly what I'm speaking of. So that is pain. And I had to learn how to heal from all those pains. And I learned to heal from the physical pain. The physical pain kind of went away. Um, I don't have the pain like I used to. That kind of just something that God took care of. Like, I'm not going to give you this pain anymore in this area. You should, now it's time for you to, because you've built a strong resistance to pain. So now you're going to deal with emotional pain. Okay, you're going to deal with emotional pain now. Your emotional pain is harder than the physical pain. Okay. Emotional pain went into the relationships and well, peers and relationships. Okay. That broke down my confidence, my self esteem. That broke my self worth down. Okay. So I had to learn how to overcome that. And I did overcome that. All right. Through relationships, that better relationships came in. But what it did do for me, what it did do that I did not know is it closed me up. It closed me up emotionally. In order to heal a wound, you have to, it has to be open sometimes. And you have to let it heal. You have to give it some air. You got to let it breathe. Okay. I had to let my emotions breathe. I was not letting my emotions breathe for a long time and still struggle with that. To be honest with you, I still struggle with letting my emotions breathe. Of course, I can get in relationships and love somebody, but not nowhere, but the love is has a barrier in it. And I can put that barrier up as quick as possible because I'm conditioned to do that. So taking the band-aid off, letting the wound breathe is what they tell you to do at some point when you get surgery or you get something, you cover it up at first, and then there's a period where you need to take the band-aid off, take the bandages off, let the wound breathe. All right. What pain, what do you have that needs breathing? All right. So, so now in my mother, um, that's on a whole deeper level. That is something my ancestors are heavily helping me with because I learned that through readings, connecting with them, getting confirmations from synchronicities that the next thing that I need to deal with is the pain of her and cutting cords and um, doing what I'm doing now, talking about it and not letting it be, letting that pain flow and letting go. Because when the one thing is when a person loses a parent physically, they grieve. Some people grieve longer than others, which is actually a wound that people actually have where they can't handle grief very well. And they lose people a lot and they find themselves in grief a lot. So that is actually a area of healing that needs to take place so you can learn how to show others how to deal with grief. But for me, it's like I said, when you lose someone physically, they're gone. You don't have to relive their death over and over again. But for me, you know, whenever my mother, you know, took her medicine and was compliant, then then I had her. But when she stopped, she was gone again. So it's like she died all over again. So um, I'm going to go into the next segment of this um, episode. So stay right back. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. This episode was brought to you by Crystal Herbal Creations. Crystal Herbal Creations.com is where you can find tools, products and services that can help you transform your dreams into reality. Crystal Herbal Creations sells conjuring products and has a resources that can help you on your spiritual journey. There is so much more that you will find there. So be sure to check out Crystal Herbal Creations. Now let's get back to the episode. All right, we are back with this episode of self discovery, finding self discovery. I apologize at the last segment, it ended kind of weird. I had some pauses there because I was kind of distracted with um, time running out before I went into the next segment. Took a break from this the previous segment, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I was kind of thrown off, so that's what happened there. So I apologize for that. So let's get into. So now I just talked about where I left off in the last segment was um, with my mother, um, the pain that I experienced with her. And again, that's how I learned what I should be doing. Um, is helping what ways I should be helping people. There's because I've been through so many areas of pain that I am able, and I got through it and I healed from it. I can help others do the same. So that is my mission to do here on this podcast and through my um, to the public. So self discovery is one thing, and the next thing is the path working. Path working is the process after you've learned who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, healing. There's a path work that needs to be done with all of that. And what path working involves is taking action, not just learning what you should do, but doing what you should do. That's the path work. And what path, on your path, what tools are you going to use on your journey? What um, what are you going to use to drive on your journey? Is it going to be, is it going to be a car, a plane, a bus? Is it going to be on foot, by boat? What is it? How are you going to get navigate through your path? What tools and resources are you going to use for that? And that is what path working is. Okay, working on your path. Working on your path is a must. And I am going to touch on path working in the next episode. And the final is the transformation. All right. The transformation is actually after you've done the work, you realizing the transformation take place. You seeing the transformation, you living in the transformation. The path working brings about the transformation. Okay. Getting you to transformation is the end of the path. You transforming from your south node to your north node. That is the path. All right. That is the path. And within the path, the tools that I provide is because I am through my numerology chart, I have the ability to connect on a spiritual level in the spiritual realm so heavily. I'm very intuitive. My Pisces, my rising is Pisces. My my moon is I'm sorry. My moon is Sagittarius, and my sun is Pisces. So everything about me involves deepness, deep thought, deep spiritual thought, deep philosophy thought. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know which word I wanted to use, but that is the embodiment of me. And those three areas. But then there's more to that. And knowing um, that I have this power, knowing that I can create, that's my life. My life path number is a 3. I am a creative communicator. So, me talking to people like I'm doing now um, is what I is the way that I'm going to deliver my message. Okay, um, being creativity in the way I deliver the message, being creative in creating. That's where the creating of products, conjuring products that can help me um, manifest what I want to manifest my dreams, heal myself, transform myself through herbs, um, because have a connection to energy on many levels, energies of crystals, energies of herbs, energy of the spirit realm. Energy is me connecting. I'm sensitive to energy. I can take on energy, absorb energy very well, and give out good energy, healing energy very well. That is all in my natal chart. My life path is helping people reach abundance. All right. I'm heavy in that area, helping people because my destiny number is an 8. I'm heavy in helping people manifest abundance. All right. And people want abundance of money, love, health, and though I have the gift of creating those things to help people manifest that. Because I have a deep spiritual connection to the spirit realm, I'm able to do intuitive readings, do readings on people, ancestor readings, um, uh, different readings to help you come to conclusion of come to conclusions to solutions on your path. That's part of your path working. And because throughout the years I've been on a spiritual journey for a number of years, my spiritual journey began um, probably like 2011, 12, somewhere in there. That's when I really went to a whole new dimension spiritually, um, outside of Christianity. um, Not just Christianity, the religion. Christianity is a religion. Spirituality is spirituality, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. And so, because I have all of this, I can provide those resources to you on this podcast, on my blog, in my social media, in my products and services. That is how I share my knowledge. Sharing my knowledge. That's what Sagittarius moon. Sagittarius are very knowledgeable, worldly knowledge. Um, so that is what I have to bring to the world. And so learning that about myself is the first step. The second step I took, because the first step was connecting to my ancestors. The second step was being led to this information, being led to people that had insight in the area of readings, not what people think it is, but what it really is. There are people that look at tarot readings and crystals and other things like that as wrong. And I had to learn that that is not true. People um, that don't know, that have not reached the level of knowledge to learn exactly what those things can do for you, especially herbs. Um, my God, hoodoo. Um, there are so many things that is meant to help you outside of what you're taught in a religion, that unless you go deeper within, you will not know. Sometimes I think things were is set up for you to stay blind. All right, some people will just die blind. They will not know the truth, and everybody has their own truth. Everybody lives their own truth. What's true for them is true for them, but no one's truth is per se the right truth for everybody. So that is the purpose of self-discovery, is learning your truth, learning your authentic self, learning to self-express yourself in the way you're meant to, not the way people have taught you to do so. All right. So I had to, because I have had those issues with acceptance as a child, and I kind of grew up with going with the flow of everybody else around me and not wanting to share what I'm sharing now. And that is something, a transformation that had to take place within me to be okay with that and not care what others think about what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. Okay? That's when you are being your true self, when other people are being what somebody told them they should be, and they lived in that truth. They chose to live in that truth as opposed to discovering their own truth, if that makes sense. So um, that is what is to come on further episodes on the Dream Alchemist. If you are wanting to learn how to connect with your ancestors or want to connect with your ancestors, if you want to learn how to understand your natal chart, your birth chart, your numerology, then make sure you visit my website, crystalherbalcreations.com, where you can learn more information on how you can begin your journey, your path to self discovery and transformation, path working and transformation. Okay, that is it. That is all, guys. Thanks for listening. Please share this with those you know that you feel that the need to share this with. All right, there are some people that are listening to this that can resonate with this and wanna. Everybody knows somebody that needs healing. All right, and that is something that's going to be heavily focused on this podcast, is healing, because that's where it all begins, is with healing. So sending love and light to you, and I wish you healing on your path. Until next time, see you in the next episode. Bye bye. Crystal Herbal Creations is where you can find conjuring oils, herb jars, and ancestor readings, dream interpretations, and more. Visit www.crystalherbalcreations.com